Got a little news on Niji Sanji. Now, I couldn't find this document, this actual document, in the time I had. I had to restart my computer, so I couldn't find this document. But I want to give a little quick shout out, obviously, to False, because this is something I saw from False's information, from a transcript which False had pulled up. But this is from the notes, the English translated notes of the Niji Sanji meeting. And this is where it appears that someone was concerned about unauthorized lawyers, right? So this is this is obviously pulled from False's video. Niji Sanji hits a record low, but I'm reading the text of the 7th General Shareholder Meeting full transcript. Now, I'm making the assumption that this is an accurate translation. I'm making an assumption this is an accurate translation, so we're going to go off what they say here. Now, there were a bunch of questions asked during the meeting, but this specific question says, regarding the Anti-Defamation Action Team. So full pause here. This question is about this announcement because Niji Sanji has made an announcement. I covered this, that they're going to be pursuing people overseas for defamation. They're going to be expanding their action on defamation. So they're asking, okay, about this team, in a response given by the Ministry of Justice on September 12th, 2023, so last year, based on the gray zone elimination system. That's something, once again, I have to look into, but it sounds like a Japanese regulatory scheme or requirement. It was pointed out that the legal services are performed by persons who are not attorneys or legal entities for the purpose of obtaining remuneration, which means they're not legal entities for the purpose of payment. So they haven't set up a separate defamation entity that's a legal entity, like a separate defamation law firm, right? So the people that are on this team are not, which may contain non-litigious acts, which may constitute non-litigious acts. Your company's measures are. So there's a little bit of translations here. So saying essentially it's possible that what you are doing is violating the rules regarding practicing law without being a lawyer. So, yeah. Riku responded, I would like to refrain from discussing at this time our company's position on whether the activities of the anti-defamation activities team fall under this category. So literally the first sentence here, he's saying he doesn't want to talk about it. When he says that, I know what that means. I've dealt with a lot of corporations and a lot of corporate speak, especially regarding these issues. That means it's happening. That means it's happening. You don't say that if it isn't happening. This is pretty much saying and confirming it's happening in corporate speak because they can't say straight up we're violating the law. So they can't say that, but they can't say they're not doing it because here's the thing. If they lie in these meetings, that's a securities violation. So they can't say they're not doing it. So this is a way to say we're doing it, but we're not going to say that it's illegal. They asked them and they said, isn't what you're doing illegal? They said, well, we can't say that right now. I'm going to refrain from commenting on whether it's illegal. But look at the second sentence. We would like to continue to take appropriate countermeasures against slander and libel. So they're going to do it anyways. They're going to do it anyways, regardless of whether they've got real lawyers as their representation, somebody with absolutely no license who doesn't know what they're doing at all. That means, look, these people that are working, a lot of people will give me shit and say, oh, Andrew, you're not a Japanese lawyer. You shouldn't be commenting on this. Well, guess what? I have exactly as much credentials as the Niji Sanji Any Color Anti-Defamation Team because they're not Japanese lawyers either. We're equally credentialed. I mean, I'm a lawyer in a different jurisdiction, you know? They're not even lawyers. They're just people who are going out and looking for people to sue. Why is this dangerous? Why is it dangerous that the anti-defamation team is not lawyers? Why is this problematic? Well, because people who understand defamation are very few and far between. Even amongst lawyers, a lot of lawyers are confused about defamation. Even for me, I'm very careful saying, hey, look, this is another country, whether or not it is one way or another with defamation, you got to really look at it closely. And I'll usually say, this probably is, this probably isn't, but I leave myself some wiggle room. Defamation is hard to nail down. It's hard to get right. And if you've got some kid, some literal 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid that they are paying $7 an hour, or I'm sorry, the yen just changed. Maybe it's like $7.50, right? They're paying $7.50 an hour to some child who their definition of defamation is, well, this was mean and I don't like it. Well, that's a problem because they're going to end up suing a lot of people. Someone said in the chat, this is the lawyer equivalent of V-tweeters. That could not be more accurate.